welcome to this episode of Electronic Cafe Celebrates. If you like all the content that Mark and I are putting out on the Electronic Cafe, please hit that subscribe button. You know, we're doing everything we can to bring interviews with some of the biggest names and some of the best new bands out there, and obviously celebrate amazing albums in these Celebrate episodes. And this particular one is no exception, as we talk about Flaunt the Imperfection, the third studio album by the fantastic China Crisis, released on the 29th of April in '85 on Virgin. I think interesting, the album was produced by Steely Dan co-founder Walter Becker, who was credited as an official member of China Crisis on the record.
The album was released on Virgin Records, and this, their third album, underwent a complete change in sound, completely ditching the heavy dub rhythms and challenging arrangements of their previous two albums. For this, they had a smoother and less aggressive sound.
Becker apparently requested to meet the band after hearing their song Papua from their previous studio album, working with Fire and Steel, Possible Pop Songs Volume 2. He was subsequently signed on as producer to begin work on the album with the assistance of Phil Brown, sound engineer with the Rolling Stones and Jimi Hendrix. So some pretty big heavyweight, either new member of the band and crew helping him put this album together. The album is without doubt the most successful one that China Crisis have had, peaking at number 9 in the UK album chart and staying there for 22 weeks. The fantastic singles, Black Man Ray and King in a Catholic Style, both reached the top 20 in the UK singles chart. I mean, you know, sublime songs.
As Andy said, the album contained the two brilliant singles, Black Man Ray and King in a Catholic Style. But let's not forget, it also spawned two more singles, The Highest High and You Did Cut Me.
Upon its release, the album received several positive reviews. Smash Hits reviewer Ian Cranner found that mostly it's simply sublime and easily the most consistent and stylish album yet. Spin wrote, there are no feigned gestures, showbiz tricks, or overly glossy sound here. China Crisis records lofty and meditative music at the risk of losing its dance club appeal, something that limits this record's chance of being played by anything but adventurous stations and on-college new wave hours. I'd argue that. I just think anyone who likes amazing songwriting and respects it or loves it and great tunes will play this album.
The new sound of this album is considerably prettier than the two albums before. In fact, it is downright beautiful, and the arrangements mix synthesizers with traditional instruments for what was, for 1985, an unusually graceful way, with neither dominating. And the album is full of melodic sophistication where China Crisis certainly got the balance right.
Yeah, I think China Crisis are potentially one of the most underrated bands of that era. Seeing them live, I think they're amazing. And this album absolutely needs to be celebrated. And I say, for those who are new to it or haven't heard it before, go check it out. And any China Crisis album, to be quite frank, they're a fantastic band.
China Crisis stood out from the other bands in that period, and their music has stood the test of time. Flaunt the Imperfection, come on, how could you not have an album with that title in your record collection? And as for the music, it's certainly a masterpiece that sits below the radar and is definitely another album worth celebrating.
So look, Flaunt the Imperfection by China Crisis, happy anniversary.
So go check it out.